What if I told you the most powerful empire in history did not rise because of strength alone, but because of secrets buried beneath politics, psychology, and human nature itself? What if Rome's dominance was not inevitable, but engineered? Tonight, we uncover the hidden mechanics that transformed a small tribe of farmers into the greatest superpower the world had ever seen. And as you watch, ask yourself, could any modern nation replicate Rome's blueprint for power, or is its formula lost forever? The story begins on the banks of the Tiber River, where Rome existed as nothing more than a vulnerable settlement surrounded by stronger neighbors. No one predicted its future greatness. The Etruscans overshadowed it. The Greek colonies outperformed it. Carthage dominated the seas. Rome was, by all accounts, insignificant. Yet something was happening inside this humble community, something invisible but revolutionary. Rome was building a culture of extreme resilience. A mindset that treated defeat not as an end, but as a lesson. Early Rome lost wars, many of them. But unlike other tribes, Rome always rebuilt, always adapted, always returned stronger. This was the first secret of its power. Rome learned faster than its enemies. Their political structure allowed constant evolution. Their armies continuously absorbed new techniques. Their society prized duty over individual ambition. Even their mythology, including the story of Romulus and Remus, emphasized survival against impossible odds. Rome's psyche was forged in adversity. As centuries passed, this mentality created something extraordinary, a civilization that refused to die. This documentary will uncover the deeper layers: military genius, social engineering, psychological control, economic innovation, and a belief system powerful enough to hold millions together. But for now, remember one truth. Rome didn't rise because it was strong. Rome became strong because it never stopped rising. If you enjoy exploring ancient civilizations, consider subscribing for more history documentaries. Rome did not emerge into a peaceful world. The Mediterranean was a battlefield of rival powers. To understand the secret of Rome's rise, we must first understand the world it fought to dominate. The Greeks brought philosophy, art, and naval trade. The Etruscans brought religion, engineering, and urban planning. The Carthaginians mastered maritime commerce and warfare. Rome absorbed knowledge from all of them. This absorption was not accidental, it was intentional. Rome wielded a unique power. It copied, improved, and deployed innovations faster than anyone else. Where other civilizations guarded their traditions, Rome treated every culture as a source of tools. From the Etruscans, they adopted the arch and gladiatorial games. From the Greeks, they inherited architecture, mathematics, and political theory. From Carthage, they learned naval engineering after reverse engineering a ship that washed ashore. Rome had no problem admitting, if someone else does it better, we will learn, and we will surpass them. This adaptability shaped its military. The Roman legion was the most efficient war machine on earth because it was constantly evolving. Unlike other armies, Rome reorganized its formations after every major defeat. And Rome suffered many defeats. But each defeat hardened it, sharpened it, and pushed it closer to becoming an unstoppable force. By the time Rome began expanding, the world was not ready for a state that was both humble enough to learn and ruthless enough to conquer. This combination, adaptability and ambition, became the backbone of Roman power. But the real heart of Rome's dominance lay in something deeper. A system that did not just conquer land but transformed people. And that system created loyalty, infrastructure, and a sense of belonging that no other empire could match. What was this system? And how did it turn conquered people into proud Romans? That is the mystery we explore in the next chapter. The greatest secret of the Roman Empire was not the legion. It was not the emperors. It was not even Rome's wealth. The true engine of Roman power was integration. Rome understood human psychology better than any ancient civilization. When they conquered a territory, they did something radical. They offered benefits instead of destruction. Citizenship. Roads. Infrastructure. Trade. Legal systems. Most empires ruled by fear. Rome ruled by incentive. If a conquered people cooperated, they received Roman protection, Roman engineering, and Roman prosperity. Soon, they were no longer subjects, they were Romans. This was Rome's masterstroke. Conquest created loyalty. People began to fight for the very empire that had conquered them. Under this system emerged the legendary Pax Romana, 200 years of peace, stability, and economic growth unmatched in ancient history. But beneath the peace was a sophisticated network of political engineering. A senate that debated. A military that enforced order. Governors who managed provinces with near-scientific precision. Engineers who built roads stretching 250,000 miles across the empire. Rome turned geography into advantage. Distance into connection. And diversity into unity. This was not an empire, it was a machine. But every machine has limits. And Rome's engine, powerful as it was, could not run forever. In the next chapter, we explore the deeper philosophical and psychological lessons Rome offers and the hidden weaknesses that ultimately led to its downfall. Rome's story is not simply a historical narrative, it is a mirror reflecting human behavior, societal structure, and the psychology of power. The first lesson? Strength comes from adaptation, not rigidity. Rome thrived because it changed constantly, militarily, politically, and culturally. The second lesson? Power requires legitimacy. Rome remained stable because citizens believed in Rome. Its laws, its institutions, its mythos, they created a shared identity powerful enough to unite dozens of cultures. But Rome also teaches what happens when belief collapses. Corruption spread. Loyalty declined. Legions swore allegiance to generals instead of the state. The economy weakened. The very systems that once fueled Roman greatness began to fracture. The third lesson? An empire is strongest when its people feel included. When identity expands, power expands. When identity contracts, power dissolves. In many ways, Rome's rise and fall resembles modern society. The questions Rome faced about identity, governance, inequality, and leadership are the same questions nations face today. Rome was not just a civilization. It was an experiment in human nature. And like all experiments, it eventually reached its limits. But the lessons remain for us to examine if we are willing to learn. Today, nearly 2,000 years after the fall of the Roman Empire, its influence is everywhere. Our legal systems, our languages, our architecture, our political debates, even our roads and city layouts echo Roman design. Rome lives on, not because of its armies, but because of its ideas. Ideas about citizenship. Ideas about power. Ideas about unity through diversity. Rome shows us that power is not built through force alone but through shared identity, shared purpose, and shared ambition. And perhaps that is the greatest secret of all. Empires rise not when they conquer others, but when they conquer themselves, building systems strong enough to outlive the individuals who created them. As we study Rome, we see echoes of modern societies grappling with the same challenges. How to stay united. How to adapt. How to remain strong in the face of change. Rome's rise is a lesson in ambition. Rome's fall is a lesson in humility. And together, they form one of the most powerful warnings in human history. If you enjoyed this documentary and want more deep explorations of ancient civilizations, subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring more hidden histories to life.